When describing disc golf discs, there are four main categories when describing these discs or certain molds. We have putters, we have mid-range drivers, we have fairway drivers, and we have distance drivers. All of these specific molds fly at different speeds and fly with different flight characteristics that make them different from each and every mold. And now I'm going to go through each and every specific mold, and we're going to start with the putter. Putters are used for exactly that. They're used for putting. They're also used for short range approaches and upshots to the basket. They have a very rounded profile edge, a slower flying speed, usually a deep dish underneath for floating, gliding, and carrying. And they're much slower flying. They're good for control and accurate shots. Short range shots. They will not go as far as a mid-range driver, a fairway driver, a distance driver, but more controllable and accurate. These discs being slower flying discs, these are probably the discs I'd recommend most to any beginners out there. Learn how to throw a putter with some good precision, good control, and good accuracy. If you can learn to throw a putter, you can learn to throw any disc out there. There are literally hundreds of different putters to choose from when trying to select the putter that's best for you. What does it come down to? It comes down to how the putter fits in your hand, how it feels, kind of building that relationship with the putter. How does it sit in your hand? How does it feel when you wrap your fingers around the rim? How is the depth? Is it too deep? Is it too shallow? Just trying to find a putter that works best with your hand shape, different size hands, different length fingers, how the putter fits in your hand. That's the most important part. How the putter actually delivers or releases out of your hand. And when it comes down to it all, how confident are you in your putter? A lot of players that are out there trying to find the best putter that works best for them. It's a mental game, always. You can use any one of these putters and still make putts, but what can you do with the most confidence? What can you do the most consistently? That's the most important. Being that there are a variety of different putters, different shapes, slightly different profiles of that rounded edge, putters can be used for putting. They also can be used for short range approach shots and for throwing. So I got a couple varieties here for putting and for short range approaches, for upshots around the basket. One thing to keep in mind, and my pro tip to you, use your putter just for putting and use your driving putters or approaching putters just for approaching or upshots. Try not to use your putting putter and put it at danger where you might get nicks or chunks or scratches on the putter you use the most. You want to keep this in the same stage and the same condition because you want it to fly the same each and every time. The more you use it for throwing, you take that risk of chunking it up or damaging the edge of the putter, which will actually affect the flight characteristics on the disc leaving your hand and hitting the chains. So use your putting putter just for putting and putting only. When selecting a putter that I'm going to use for throwing or approach shots, I'm going to select a putter that has good stability or slightly over stability. Something that's predictable, that I know how it's going to fly. I want to avoid anything that's going to be understable or turns over when I'm throwing an approach. I'm looking for a straight neutral flight or something that's going to have some good integrity when playing in windy conditions.